Welcome, everybody, to another wonderful episode of your Potluck podcast. This is your butthurt disclaimer. Parental and/or sponsor advisory. Our goal is to offer a recovery-based podcast with a twist of humor. The expressions and opinions voiced here are those of the individual speaker and are not of the collective. Our primary purpose is to carry the message and to help others achieve sobriety. We don't feel the need to be original, but we certainly don't want to be extra crispy. Crispy. I vow to take that home and practice it and not use that anymore to do it. Okay. All right.
Sounds good.
We have failed to do this in the past few episodes. I am Sean, and I'm an alcoholic.
Hey, Sean. Welcome. Glad you're here, buddy. My name is Anthony, and I am a grateful recovering alcoholic.
And I am Bree. I am also a grateful recovering addict.
You know,
Alcoholic.
actually, now that I think about it, I think the last time we did that was like the first few episodes.
Yep.
So we should probably, introduce ourselves
Yeah.
next time. Progress, not perfection. Just stay focused.
Absolutely.
So how was y'all's week?
It was wonderful. Started a new job. Got the first day off with pay.
Yeah.
Like it already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my kind of job.
Yeah. You know, when you said it to me originally, I was like, how do you get your first day off with pay? Make that make sense. And then it made sense.
It's union.
Yeah.
Union. Kind of like onion. But
Onion.
union. Yeah.
That's what's up. How was your week?
Yeah, my week was pretty good too. Also started a new job.
On the same days.
Yes, but I did not get paid for the holiday. That's okay though.
Wah.
It's okay.
That is fine.
Otherwise, it was a good week. I can't complain. I definitely like this job a whole lot better than my last job. And I just got to get used to getting up and going all day. But other than that, I have to remember to eat before I go to work.
Oh yeah.
And then we're fine. But if not, then it's a little rough.
Yep.
So,
And yours?
my week has been interesting. So, Monday, of course, was a holiday. So, we got that day off. But I still get paid for that day. So, from Tuesday to Friday, I'm an hour and a half shy of being at 40 hours in just 4 days. It's 10-hour days. Plus, I'm utility now, so I gotta run and get everyone's parts to make sure the line don't stop. I gotta make sure they don't stop running. So Thursday night, it was a lot. It's a lot. We had a new guy training back there on the machine that I used to run, and I noticed that first shift did not. When we run parts, we rebuild the parts that we run. That way, when first shift comes in, they don't have to wait on the people back in the back where I am. They can just keep running, and then they just replenish what they're supposed to. They're supposed to replenish what they use, but they did not. So I noticed that the line was about to stop. Just stop all the way around because they're going to be waiting on them. He's training. When you train someone on the machine, and the line is dependent on those parts, you're going to be there quite some time waiting on. You know what I mean? He's building probably, I'll say one part every 4 minutes probably, which is bad. It's not good.
Yeah.
So I made an executive decision because I have the authority to do that now, which is weird. I don't like having that. I don't like being told that I have that authority, if that makes any sense. But so I moved the dude that was training up to the armrest station to be trained up there, and then I ran the machine. Got left one utility instead of 3, So amongst that and running and grabbing my own parts and then helping her do her route, it's just a lot. It's a lot, but it was good though. I'm just grateful for the ability to be able to work. My body's sore. You know what I mean? I'm not used to that running around and Not so much the heavy lifting. It does. My body's not hurting from like the lifting, like the big boxes and all that shit. But it's just the not being used to running
The pace.
Yeah, just I'm used to just standing still. Basically, I mean, relatively standing still, making parts. You know what I mean? And it's a little different, but
Yep.
I like it. It's the pay's good, the hours are good. I'm good.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And that's good.
We was talking about the other day, like praying for something and then complaining about it. I try not to do it. You know what I mean? Because I pray about to make a way. You know what I mean? Something's got to change at this point. And then I got it, and I'm excited.
So yesterday I had the day off. My schedule was like Monday through Thursday. So I'm gonna go ahead. They give me a voucher to go get some boots for work.
Yeah.
Steel toes,
Yeah.
not boots,
Right.
just steel toes.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I did find a very fly pair of steel toes. Okay, like I was thoroughly impressed, enjoyed with. All right. But on the way out there, there's one of the first meeting places I went to this time around. I hadn't been able to make it back, and I was on the way out there, and I was trying to, get these time blocks, like I'm gonna do this first, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? So I quickly realized I wasn't gonna be able to make it back out here for the new meeting, so I had to scratch that.
Yeah.
Went ahead and went to the meeting place. It's the Pigeon Roost in Louisville. And I did get to see some faces, it was pretty, it felt pretty good, to be back in that place. So I leave there. I go get my steel toe, and as I leave there, the place where I had the MCR I was on, medical control release, it was a condition of my bond. I had to call, make sure my color didn't come up, and if it come up, I had to go pee, whatever. Well, as I'm going there and doing this for over the time, I get to know these people. I mean, we get on first name basis. Like we begin talking about our lives with each other, And as it got to the point, as I would show up, they would already, they didn't mark me negative. Like they just, not in the beginning, because I still couldn't get a fix on it.
Right.
I was further research, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But eventually that level of surrender come up, you know what I'm saying? And I started to grab a little traction, and I started to get the clean cup streak. And, I got to thinking to myself, I had been wanting to just stop back by, check in, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. How you doing?
how you doing? So I did, and it was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? I got to stop by. They did recognize me. You know what I mean? But then I started talking to old boy. Back when I was going there, old boy had just started forging knives, and he made him a little forge. You know what I'm saying? And started building his own knives, and we got talking about that. And I kind of asked, I didn't figure I had too many people that would come back by after they didn't have to come back by no more.
Yeah.
She's like, no.
Yeah.
Usually if somebody comes back by, it's because somebody didn't make it, or whatnot, So it was good just to spread the good news of hope,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can remember when I, just specifically with drug court, we'll go to that. You know what I'm saying? When I first, my entire life, I don't think I've ever been able to piss in a cup and it be good, it'd be clean. Every time I melt the shit out of that cup, every time. So when I first got, into drug court and I first started they were clean. Every one of them has been clean. You know what I mean? I think the only one that I had that wasn't was when the very first test I took. But I was honest about that. Like, I had used, you know what I mean? But since that point, like, I haven't used anything, you know what I mean? And like that, but that feeling like I never go back. So when I don't, you know, my continuation is not the Monday coming up, but the following Monday.
Right.
And you know, I don't plan to every week or nothing like that. You know what I mean? But like to spread the hope. Like I know what it's like starting off. You know what I mean? Whether it be being on the fence about being in this program, or like being on the fence about recovery, or just being on the fence about just changing your life, just doing something different. Like I remember what that was like to do. So, but like yeah, I look forward to being able to stop back in, you know what I mean? Just, hey, how you guys doing?
Right.
You know what I mean? This is what the program's done for me, you know? And it just, I don't know. It's like it's a humbling experience. It's like whenever they asked me to come back to the healing place in Campbellsville to get my lead, I didn't even graduate the program. I didn't even finish that program at all. I left to get high. And then when they asked me after I hit, I was like, they asked me when I was at a year, but I was like, I think it was like 15 or 16 months in when I was like, yeah, I'll do it, you know. So I don't know. It was that was a humbling experience too, because I got to eat lunch there with the guys, you know what I'm saying, at the same spot that I used to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner at every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I was able to do it in a different light. You know what I mean? That was a humbling experience too.
Yeah.
I like little moments that humble you like that. You know what I mean? Because it reminds you like where you started at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if it is just a drug test.
Yep.
You know, even if it is calling every morning to see if you got to go drug test. Like just little things. It's humbling.
Yeah.
How are you over there?
I'm good. I'm happy. I ate, so you know that was a whole thing there for a minute.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. I experienced all four of them just prior to.
Doing the podcast.
I'm
podcast.
probably going to for quite a bit, starting next week.
But you said you're probably going to work quite a bit?
No.
No.
Be hungry,
Oh,
angry,
oh,
lonely,
oh.
and tired.
Oh.
Oh,
Wait.
psh.
Why lonely? Why?
With God,
Wait.
I'm never lonely.
Yeah, I was like, why are we lonely? What's going on here?
Well, my favorite housemate's moving out. There's not a lot left after that. They're all starting to move out. And I'm going to be at home a lot more starting next week. And I'm not really looking forward to it. I have withdrawals from people sometimes. And so...
Do pray tell.
Well, I need you to discuss this with me after the meeting. Remind me about that.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So, I mean, it's fine. I'll get things done. I've got a list of things I have to do at home, like clean my room and get my MRT homework done.
No, let's talk about this now on the podcast. A withdrawal from people suggest a dependence.
No,
Oh,
just a comfort.
well, if there's a withdrawal, there's a dependence.
Okay, well, maybe that's the wrong word. I'm
Okay,
going to be
I hope
quite
so.
sad.
Okay, that's better.
Don't worry, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Progress, not perfection.
So, yeah, just got a lot of things changing with the court, maybe. We'll see. Summertime is coming. I do have 2 weeks off of work coming up, which is cool. They closed the whatever, the building, factory, whatever.
Call the shop.
The shop. They close the shop down for 2 weeks every year. So I think we get paid for that, if I'm correct. I'm not, I believe so. It's listed right next to the holidays that people get paid. So I'm guessing, I should ask. I'm going to find out.
That would be a good idea.
But regardless, it's all right. So, yeah. Just learning to handle life as it comes, you know?
Otherwise known as acceptance. Yes.
Yeah, so, just with the work situation, they, it is about to be summertime. And usually, whenever it gets like peak summer, we get a break every hour up until lunch, because it's usually over 85 degrees. It's above 85 degrees. And lately it's been like 82, and they've been letting us give it a heat break because it's been like, I guess it's like the humidity's been so heavy. But they're changing our level load from 400 parts to 440 parts. So a normal 8-hour shift is going to take us at least 10, just because of the heat breaks. You know what I'm saying? Instead of building 60 parts an hour, you're only going to build like 40, maybe 50. You know what I mean? But then when you add the other 40 parts to it, you're adding anywhere from another hour to another 2. So instead of getting out at, right now I've been getting out at a little bit after 2. So instead of getting out at 2, it'll probably be almost 4 in the morning when I get out.
We got the same work schedule, bro.
Yeah. And it's a blessing, man, because all this, like I just told you, in 4 days, 40 hours. So if you add an extra hour to that, you know what I mean? You're almost damn near 12 hours every day. That's almost 60 hours. You know what I mean?
So you said get off at 4?
Yeah.
No, that's wrong. I'll be off at 2:30.
Yeah. Well, I've been getting off at. I left every day except for last
10
night
hours.
at 2:25.
Yes.
This one's 10 hours too?
Who? What?
This job's 10 hours too?
Yes. This job is actually, once I get off of on-the-job training and they sign off and say he's good to go, is 12 hours.
Yeah. We working 2 to 2?
I don't know.
Yeah, 4. All right.
I don't know if it's
4
on
to
the-
2.
I don't know if it's on the front end or the back end of it.
Yeah.
I gotta be at work at 4.
So, I might have shared this before. I don't. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. My job has a turnover rate that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay. Most factories do. However, I've been there for let's see, almost 16 months. Okay. And in this period of time, I have seen so many people leave over what I'm about to say. So, not yesterday, day before yesterday, we had a new person start. She was a temp. And the temp service told her that we worked from 3:45 to 12. That is not the case. We actually work from 3:45 until whenever we get done with these parts. So if it takes us until 5 o'clock in the morning, well, I say 4 because they're not going to keep us there at 5, but to about 4 o'clock in the morning, that means we're not leaving there until 4 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't matter what you got to do in between, before, after, none of that. We're here until we get done, period. You know what I mean? When you go to orientation, they tell you that we work 8-hour shifts from 3:45 to 12:15.
So then that would be frustrating, at least be open, because
Exactly.
especially if it's people that have children. You only have so long. You can't be gone for an extra 4 hours when your kid's in daycare
Exactly.
or school.
So,
Like, that is
Most
the
kids
jobs.
are in daycare in the middle of the night, though.
There is
Right.
the one that, I mean, there's people who have daycares that are open that late. I'm just saying. Or if you have somebody babysitting your kid till midnight,
Right.
and you're not coming home till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right. Like, no, I get it. I don't get me wrong. I get exactly why they leave. You know what I mean? Because it's misinformation.
Yeah.
You know.
It's one thing if it's I mean, if it's just because you're just mad and want to leave, that's
Right.
one thing. But
Right.
a lot of the time, if it's something like that, it's usually something to do with scheduling.
Yeah. Yeah. See,
You want me to be consistent, then work probably needs to be consistent.
consistent as well. Right. And I can understand, like, it's just misinformation, you
Yeah.
know, because it's like you only work 8 hours, and then they get there and they start working, and they're like, what time are we leaving? Because it's already 12, and they're like, we're not leaving until we're done, which is probably about 2 o'clock in the morning right now, you know. And yeah, it's just misinformation. Like especially
It's
in orientation.
intentional misinformation.
Yes, because in orientation, like I recall my orientation where they told us we would be out by 12:15 every day. They said if you run overtime, if you run overtime, you might leave about 1:30. That has not been the case. I don't think I've ever left at 1 or 1:30 unless we got finished early, which is not very often. In the beginning it was because we had so many people that were experienced, but now a lot of the people that we had that were experienced have either gone to a different shift or moved on to better things or worse things or whatever you want to have it, you know. But anyway, yeah, so the point I was getting at with the overtime situation though is again the prayer for a way to be made.
Question.
Yes.
So, when does third come in?
We don't have third.
There you go.
The only third that we have is molding, and
So first shift probably gets out when they're supposed to, because y'all got to take over what they just did, right?
right. So if
So it's only you guys that stay extra.
right, well, if first shift, if they have to run overtime, their overtime starts before the shift. That's where
Yeah,
our overtime.
if you
is
want it,
at
you
the
got to
end of
be
the
there
shift, you know what I'm
or
saying?
whatever. Yeah.
So like, if we work anything past 12:15, of course, it's considered overtime. You know what I mean? The only time you won't actually hit that is if, like, say I work 10 hours on Monday and then 8 hours rest of the week. I'm obviously not going to hit overtime like that. You know what I mean? But that's considered overtime. Anything past 12:15 is considered overtime.
All right. So, I got a subject here I'd like to run on. I'd like to get off the employment background thingy.
Yeah.
And we're on
Condensed.
a condensed time window here. Recovery has delivered, I'm not going to speak for anybody else, but it has delivered me a life, a full life, and today is full.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does anybody have any craving confessions? And if so, how were they handled or not handled?
Not a craving. It hasn't been like, oh, I want to go use it, nothing like that. But
Maybe how your disease is in your mind, trying to explain how this can work or why it would be.
so, the other day I'm at work and I used to shoot dope. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm at work and it was just real hot. Like, it was just real hot, and I had this like it was a saline taste. It came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? I'm like, what is that? What is that? And then I recognized like what that was. You know what I mean? And I'm like, why do I take? Why is this? What is it? What's happening? And at that moment, like, originally, I'd have just left. I just went. And,
Right.
You know what I mean? But as I'm building parts, because at this point I was helping one of the guys train, so I was building parts, and I just prayed about it just real quick, and then it was kind of like relieved, and I kept going. But I don't really have cravings. I don't. I have been relieved of that. You know what I'm saying?
So craving / AKA thoughts of. I say this because I go and get this new job, right?
Mm-hmm.
They send me out Louisville for a physical. No drug test.
Yeah. Just a physical. Yeah.
It's a good job.
Yeah.
No drug test?
Yeah.
I'm like, where was this job?
Years ago.
Yeah. When I had a green card and could smoke on the job. And it's like, buddy, not doing that. And the reason that it was explained that they do this like that is because it's so full of people in recovery.
Yep.
You come up, and I feel this way. I'm going to say something, bro. You come up to me and you are bent and twisted at work in my face, whether you're smelling of something or you just can't hold your head up like me, you know what I mean? No.
Yeah.
The people that have fought for their recovery in this place, you're getting thrown under the bus, bro.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna get backed up over too.
Yeah.
You know. So we're in orientation this week. I don't remember if it was Thursday or Wednesday. And when we walk out, take a break. I walked back in for a minute after I got over my cigarette, come back out. I said a few minutes I was gonna try and puff another one. And I see me. There I go again. And little buddy's in orientation with me. He done popped open a Suboxone. I know him.
Yeah.
Like, I can see him in my peripheral and know.
Yeah.
And I see him like cuff the wrapper, you know what I mean? And then he's folded the strip up, it's between his fingers, and he's like waiting for the right time, you know what I mean? And I'm like, did that me, dude?
Yeah.
Man, nobody see me either,
Yeah.
you know? And the whole time, kind of, everything's slow motion, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
just the obliviousness, the level of being naive, okay?
Yeah.
To the thought that nobody knew, and how well I was hiding it.
Yeah.
You know, oh my Lord, dude.
Yeah.
So then it comes, at what level am I refusing to be in this, around this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at what level am I just gonna utterly, no. You move him, get him away from me, get me away from them.
Yeah. I mean,
Because, I mean, you know.
that at that point, I mean, that's really all you can do. You know, I'm gonna give you an example. I had just started working at the job I'm at now, and me and my buddy Rich was working there together. And I was in so there's 3 sections, right? Well, there's really I think there's 4 sections, but anyway, there's 3 main sections. Okay, we have the first, which is Department 20, then you have mine, which is Department 21, and then you have Department 22, and then there's 24. But anyway, not the point. I was working in 21, he was working in 20. Okay. Well, one of the guys that was working on 20 wasn't there, and they were kind of short-handed. So my supervisor asked me if I would help them. So I'm over there helping him. It's me, my buddy Rich, and this other guy. Rich has known him for, you know, probably by the time we started, like they've been, I won't say they were close, but they were getting to know each other. Anyway, I'm helping them run this machine, okay? One person runs the machine, the other 2 people are clipping and taping, okay? So, as I'm helping him do this, right? Rich looks over at me. He's like, as I'm doing this, Rich is like motioning me to look at dude. Now, dude's behind us. The machine he's running is actually behind us. We're facing the other way. We're taking these parts, or you know what I'm saying? So I turn around, and he's like, I can tell like he's about to overdose. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, there was, I'd say probably about an hour, he was running parts and wasn't even actually running them through the machine. How you do that, I don't know, but he was doing it. And then it got to the point where I looked over and I noticed that he was lightweight, passed out, leaning on the machine, sweat, just pouring sweat. You know what I mean? And I'm like, bro, is he all right? Like, you know what I mean? His supervisor and then the second shift supervisor, they come over like, are you all right? You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, no, I'm just aggravated. This machine's starting to, you know, piss me off or whatever. Just I'm talking about pouring sweat. And then he goes to the bathroom, and when he goes to the bathroom, he doesn't come back for like 20 minutes. So we're like, well, what's going on? So supervisor went and we checked on him. You know what I mean? Realized that, you know, he was overdosing in the bathroom. You know. at that point, the only thing that we could do is, I mean, he was already gone, so me and Rich just ran the machine. But when we came back to work, I told him, don't do it. There was another instance where my buddy Lance, he was running the machine, and I was just running, and I was up on the line, so they had put this other guy back there. Well, he's Suboxone. Like you said, he was on Suboxone real bad. Well, Lance was in recovery too, and dude was like nodding out, like on the machine, like I'm talking about hunched over the machine, and Lance was like, I gotta go home. I can't do it. I can't watch you do this.
Yeah.
Well, when he left, he didn't forewarn me what was going on. He just left. You know what I mean? So whenever they came and asked me if I would run his machine, I told them I would. So I'm running the machine. I'm like watching him, and at first I thought he was just building the parts, but then I noticed that he would pass out with his elbow in the center of the part, and then, like, I'm talking about leaning in the machine. So I go to my supervisor and I was like, listen, I'm not trying to get nobody in trouble. I'm not trying to do none of that, but you need to move him. I'm not gonna work. I'm not gonna do it with him. I was like, I'm not gonna tell you why unless you come back here and look. But I'm not working with him.
Right.
You gotta move him. I will run this machine by myself if that's what I gotta do. But please move him away from me. Otherwise, I'm going home too. You know what I mean? And they did. They moved him. You know what I mean? They eventually saw what he was doing and was like, okay, we're gonna move him. Which was only like 10 minutes after I'd asked them to move him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that only thing that we can do at that point, really, because this shit's not gonna change, bro. Like, life is not gonna change. You know what I'm saying? People that do whatever they want to do, even at the job, they're gonna do it.
But if you're falling asleep like that at work, you know what I'm saying? Like, that can't be tolerated.
That part, you're absolutely
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like, that's a safety hazard. Like, hey, buddy, you gotta go home and fall asleep. And then eventually you can do you weigh them, you know what I'm saying? But, like, with that particular drug, I mean, if you're literally, like, falling asleep, they're gonna send you home.
You should.
They should. Because you're on the machine. That's a safety problem.
Yeah. Even if
I'm not saying when you're moving at 100,000 miles a minute, you're not being safe, but I am getting something done. Not laying in a machine, you know? I don't know, man. I just...
ultimately, like, the only thing we can do at that point is pray for that person and move away from him. I need you to either move him or move me, whether it be for the day or for the week or whatever, but please do not put me by this person. This is, you know what I'm saying, just don't put me by the person. And if they don't realize why, after, especially being in a place that predominantly people in recovery are working, if they don't realize that off the muscle and do something about it, then there might be a little bit of an issue. But I feel like, you're not going to be able to, I mean, the truth behind it is, even if you have a place that is full of people with nothing but recovery, like they can just be built off of recovery, you're still going to have them it's just like the rehabs, man. You're going to have them one or two people that try to
get away with it. It's like a thing.
Yeah,
it's literally a thrill to try to see if you can get away with it.
Yeah, once you do it the first time and get away with it, you're going to think you can do it again and again
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me.
Yeah.
I thought, and then I'd be fine for a minute, and it's like, well, at least, if it needs to happen again. And then eventually that just turned into a problem.
Yeah.
I can't say that I've...
Okay.
That was fast, but
I'm really, if I've had the only few times that any type of cravings or like thoughts, is to drink, man. Like, before, I enjoyed drinking. I had a good time, you know? And then when I was drinking to numb everything, what? When I was drinking just to maintain, then it wasn't fun, then it was just what I needed to do. The other day we drove by I forgot I've been in there before. You know, I lived here 10 years ago, and I was full-blown alcoholic at that point. When I saw it, I was like, wait a minute, there's a giant liquor store. Like the grocery store of liquor stores. And as soon as I looked at it and saw the doors, I was like, I know it's in there, you know? And I haven't had, that's one that I have to, you know what I mean? Like, it
Cunning.
pops in.
Baffling.
Oh, I know.
Powerful.
I know.
And
I'm very grateful for my situation right now,
And
because I ain't going
patient.
to.
And persistent.
Right, but like, that's the only real thing, you know. Every now and then, what you're talking about, when like I'll just get a zing through my elbows, right? And just, I'm like, what was that? You know what I'm saying? Because it just, I mean, I think a lot of it is nerve damage. It'll just do that. I did miss spots or hit the wrong areas, you know what I mean? So I do have times that it just does that. But it's easy for me to be like, yeah, we ain't ever doing that again. You know, it's the stress of actually, I'm not even gonna say that. When I start to get overwhelmed, there's too much to do, there's too little time, I'm too tired. That's when I start to question, because that's when I fell before.
Yeah.
So like,
So, just speaking on, I don't mean to interrupt you, but
No, you're good.
The being overwhelmed, right? So, Thursday, I come to work and I realized Thursday at work that today, okay, we have the fat book study in the morning. After the fat book study, we had to do the podcast, and then I have a cookout that I have to be at. I'm supposed to be there. It says it started at 11:30. You know what I mean? But as long as I show up, I think I'll be all right. Hopefully, you know. But anyway, then I have that. Okay, and then after that, you know, we were supposed to go and do something. It doesn't matter what it is. Whether we watch a movie or whatever. And then, you know, everything that I have to do is always on the weekends. Like because I work Monday through Friday, I try not to like run myself thin. That way I don't get overwhelmed, because I get overwhelmed real quick. So Friday, when I'm like reflecting at work on break, all the things that I have to do this weekend. So tomorrow, after church, I gotta meet my sponsee. On top of coming to meetings. Not that like coming to meetings is, you know, what is it, a chore? It's not a chore. I like coming to meetings. I need them in my life, you know. But the overwhelming part was I work Monday to Friday, Saturdays completely busy all day long, and then Sunday is completely busy all day long, only to get up Monday and do it again. You know? like it's there's like Friday, yesterday, last night, it was overwhelming. It got to that point, you know.
yeah, yesterday was a rough day.
And for myself, the fact that the first thought in my mind wasn't to go use, you know what I mean? It wasn't to like, I'm gonna use to calm down, if you will. I just prayed about it, you know. The being restored to sanity and having been able to like play the tape completely through to the end. Yeah, I'm grateful for that. Definitely. Definitely. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
That's
That's really it, you know. Just, I mean, it's the two that are legal, right? Those are the two that really are hard, because I'll remember, like, man, sometimes I was just like, okay, chill out, and like, it's gonna be fine, you know, like that. Finding new coping skills. I'm more stressed of I got a whole lot of things that I figure out what I'm going to do real quick.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not doing it alone, but I'm going to feel like it here, because I don't do very good. by myself. Working on it. Worked on it. I did work on it, and I know that I just don't like it. I need to have somebody to bounce ideas off and talk to.
So, you said something very important to note there. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Yes. Again, there's 3 questions that I ask myself when I don't like something. Is it going to harm my recovery? Is it going to harm somebody else? Does it allow for growth? And although I may not like it, I can see there would be a potential for a lot of growth there. Yeah. Just referring to that instance there. I mean, I can see potential for a lot of growth and confidence in oneself. The lack of having or needing to rely on anyone else. Yeah. I mean, we say it all the time. I can make that molehill into a mountain.
Easily.
The worst day I ever lived was the one that never happened. I make so much out of these things that never end up being what I make them.
And this is true.
Stay focused and keep it moving.
Well, there's also a lot of, extra that isn't
yeah.
that helps that. That just makes me extra touchy and sensitive and emotional. And that's why it's hitting different. So I gotta work on that though, and talk to my sponsor and all the things. So
Maybe just a suggestion. Maybe just to pray to calm little Sean down there for a little bit. Or Shantae.
Shut up! There is no
Or
Shantae.
Maximus Shaunimus.
Sheesh.
Or what about Shanthony?
Well, it definitely won't be Sharton, okay?
That is a possibility too.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. I don't have to say shit. No. It'll be all inclusive, you know what I mean?
Oh no! Stop it! No, I'll just.
Yeah, that's funny.
Shartanthony.
You're nuts. You're crazy. No.
But
Sean's okay. No Sean
Thank
K.
I try.
I already was cool with that one. It's the rest of the crazy that is a little bit. I like unique names. Yours are just not.
Sean Quickly.
Oh, Sean.
Shawnee. Any hosa. Yeah. So, I don't know what else on the agenda here, guys. What do you got?
Well,
Should we read
how you guys gonna do it? You guys wanna do what you guys wanna do? What you guys wanna do? We have topics or
What do you got
on
there?
it?
What do you got there?
Well, alright, just for today. May 30th. Loneliness versus being alone.
funny. Boom.
Sharing with
Isolation.
others keeps us from feeling isolated and alone. Basic text, page 85. There is a difference between being alone and being lonely.
Isolation versus solitude.
Yes.
Okay. Being lonely is a state of the heart, an emptiness that makes us feel sad and sometimes hopeless. Whew. Loneliness is not always alleviated when we enter into relationships or surround ourselves with others. Some of us are lonely even in a full room of people. Many of us came to Narcotics Anonymous out of the desperate loneliness of our addiction. After coming to meetings, we begin to make new friends, and often our feelings of loneliness ease. But many of us must contend with loneliness throughout our recovery. What is the cure for loneliness? The best cure is to begin a relationship with a higher power that can help fill the emptiness of our heart. We can find that when we have a belief in a higher power, we never have to be lonely. We can be alone more comfortably when we have a conscious contact with the God of our understanding. We often find deep fulfillment in our interactions with others as we progress in our recovery. Yet we also find that the closer we draw to a higher power, the less we need to surround ourselves with others. We begin to find a spirit within us that is our constant companion as we continue to explore and deepen our connection with a power greater than ourselves. And we realize we are spiritually connected with something bigger than we are. Just for today, I will take comfort in my conscious contact with a higher power. I am never alone.
Thank you, Bree. You read that well.
Almost didn't, but I got through it.
Brilliant.
So do you have something on that?
Not at this exact moment.
Do you feel better about that?
A little bit.
Okay. All right.
Again,
And if I want to keep it together, I want to keep it
I'm
together.
never alone.
Yeah, I know. I know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I came up here, never alone. Remember?
So for me, it's important that when I feel that sense of being alone, and wanting to isolate whatever it is I'm dealing with. Sometimes I don't even know what it is I'm dealing with. It's best I invite God in there and help me identify this and deal with this and show me what it is I can or need to work on. Again, he's a gentleman, and he's only going to knock on the door. He's not going to kick it in. He's not the SWAT team. He's only going to take what I give him. And if that's something I'm having difficulty with, then I need to invite him in. Also, it's reaching out. Acceptance. Acceptance is not only, the answer to all my problems or whatever, but it's the sense of accepting I need help. It's the sense of asking for the help. It's the acceptance of accepting the help. And I'm sure y'all feels just like I do. A lot of times I won't get an answer per se through prayer, but it'll be the answers that I hear from other people.
Yeah.
I was that person who was in a crowded room, still by myself. Also, it helps to share about that, and especially in a meeting. You know what I mean? I've noticed that, like, a lot of the times, if I'm feeling a certain type of way, when I share about it, there's someone else that feels that way but won't talk about it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, whether they say it helps them or not, I'm sure it does. Just like, that was me once. I'm just not going to talk about it with anyone. I'm not going to be vulnerable. I'm not going to do none of that. And I realized that when you are vulnerable, first of all, it builds trust. You know what I mean? And once you start becoming vulnerable, you're then able to bounce how you're feeling off of someone else. And then specifically at a meeting, like I said, I'll share about something, how I'm feeling that day or that week or that month or whatever, and I just you can tell people that won't talk, the ones that come to the rooms and they're just, which is nothing wrong with it. If you're gonna come in and just listen, at least you're there, at least you're listening. But they'll come, they won't really share, they just listen, and then after you get done, you can see like maybe they felt that way too.
Yep.
Or
So,
has felt that way.
You say that a couple things. I'm gonna share one thing. I'm gonna give a gratitude, and I'm gonna leave y'all and let y'all wrap this up.
Yeah,
I got
slide too.
So when you say that, I was sitting in a meeting the other day, and I'm torn between the whole tag thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
the meeting is stale, and we start tagging people.
Yeah.
There's the assumption that you tag me and I got to speak. It's
Yeah.
not the case, bro. You don't want to speak.
Don't
Just
speak. Just listen.
give it up. I don't feel like speaking today. I'm here to listen, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So there was a newcomer in the room, and typically I don't do this, but for whatever reason, I tagged him. I was like, "You right there," you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you could I could sense a little bit of reluctance, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the shirt. And then on around the corner, there's like, after the meeting, whatever, I thank you. So I really didn't want to speak.
Yeah.
But just speaking on what I had,
Helps you.
it allowed me to process and deal with, what I'm
Yeah.
saying, a little bit better. And it was really funny because typically I would point to somebody that,
Yeah.
typically shares in the
Shares,
meetings, you know what I'm saying, and that and the other. But, yeah, with that, I am going to eject and go get ready for this big book study. So today, I'm grateful for new beginnings.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to be able to realize the difference between me not being able to accept a person, place, or thing, and God not allowing me to find comfort in that person, place, or thing. When it's time to move on
Yeah.
and stay focused,
I know that's right.
right? I don't know. I'm gonna hold that for a while.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold that for a while. I've been saying it we probably for 2 weeks now.
I know it.
Just
I know it. Now, like I told you, like when I was at Daylight, I heard that every day.
Yeah.
I was in there for about 9 months. So you talking about every day for 9 months? Just stay focused.
Dude, between that, I think that's easier to comprehend and accept and implement than it is let go and let God.
Yeah.
Because there's the element of how the hell do you do that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Versus
Yeah.
stay focused on this little task at hand, which is don't put one in me today, trying to work on myself and be good to other people,
That's it.
and just keep moving.
Yeah.
Through the day, one day at a time. Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Man, that's real simple.
Yep.
That's real simple.
It's the simplest.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't even got to try to do the equation of how do I let it go? How do I let God? How do I give it to Him?
Just
What
do it.
are you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Today I'm grateful for you all. I'm grateful for this podcast, for the viewers. I'm grateful I got air in my lungs today and I can breathe on my own accord. I'm grateful for my job, my car, my relationship, and the people that God put in my life. That's all I got.
thanks, bud.
Yeah.
I too am grateful. Grateful today to be here. I'm grateful to have food in my belly, and I'm really grateful I can say what's on my mind, how I'm feeling, and have good feedback. And I'm grateful God can talk to me even through an app on a phone, because that's something that I've struggled with, or I feel like certain things you gotta keep to yourself. You don't seem crazy or whatever, but I have to be honest with myself and be honest with others too. And it's just a whole lot. So I'm glad I can just say that here and feel better and get good advice, sound advice from you guys. I'm grateful God's put you all in my life. And yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, just for a record, I try not to give advice, only suggestions.
Yeah.
My character defect is giving unsolicited advice. Yes. I've been working on it.
I made the mistake. I was talking to our good friend. I'm gonna call him Mr. AA. And I was telling him about my sponsee, and I was like, I was giving him some advice on what to do. And he said, "Well, the first thing you did wrong was give advice."
Right.
Well, I learned that day that suggestions, not advice.
Yep. Only through experience.
Only through experience.
And we will close out. We'll go with the Lord's Prayer today,
I like it.
because it's it's
Yeah.
like a cover-all.
Yeah.
It covers it all.
All of it. right.
So, with that being said, who put the hairs on the bears?
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Keep coming
Coming back.